We often think of ancestor worship as something private, moral, personal, untouchable, but in Chinese history, there was a moment when ancestor worship became a weapon, powerful enough to permanently change the structure of the state. Part 1. The problem behind the ritual. In the early Han Dynasty, China still carried the legacy of a semi-feudal system. Powerful regional princes controlled vast territories, armies and wealth. They were members of the imperial family, but they were also political threats. And this tension exploded during the rebellion of the Seven States, proving that the princes were strong enough to challenge the central government. After the rebellion was crushed, a problem remained. How do you remove the power of royal princes without starting another civil war? Part 2. Weakening without open conflict. The solution was gradual. The court introduced policies that divided large principalities among multiple heirs. Each generation, the land was split smaller and smaller. On the surface, it looked generous, but in reality, it reduced the prince's power without provoking resistance. But this alone was not enough. A final move was needed. Part 3. Ritual accusation. The final move came during the reign of Emperor Wu of Han. The official change was simple. During an ancestor ritual, many princes had offered gold that did not meet the required purity standard. This was not framed as a political crime. It was framed as a moral failure. Disrespect towards ancestors, disrespect towards the imperial lineage, and that made it impossible to defend. Part 4. Why this accusation was unstoppable. A political change can be debated, a military change can be resisted, but a moral accusation tied to ancestor ritual leaves no room to argue. No prince could openly say, "Yeah, I dishonored the ancestors, but let me keep my power." Someone with such dishonor couldn't be tolerated. The logic was absolute. As a result, over 170 princes and nobles were stripped of their titles. Not executed, exiled or imprisoned, simply removed, legally. Part 5. What actually changed? This single campaign ended the political role of regional princes. After this point, princes no longer governed territories. They no longer commanded armies. They no longer posed a threat. They became wealthy landlords, nothing more. The Han Dynasty transformed from a fragile imperial federation into a truly centralized empire, all without civil war. The accusations of lacking respect for ancestors wasn't really about gold, and it wasn't really about ritual. It was about using the most unquestionable moral standard available to accomplish the most dangerous political task. The most effective weapons are not always armies or laws. Sometimes they are accusations that no one can afford to deny.